I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Making herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Good evening. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports, and I am your host, Omar Stennett. Hope you are having a good evening and you had a good day. If not, I'm very sure that at the end of this interview, you'll be feeling a whole lot better. Let's get past the formalities by first, saying a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. They are Trick Nick, and Trick Nick is a Jamaican owned and operated company out of Canada. They use authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products. And for this month, they're offering 25% discount on all their products. All you have to do is shop at www.tricknick.ca and use the code I am sure sports 001. It is going across on our banner. It's one word. I am sure sports 001. You use that code and shop at www.tricknick.ca and you will get your 25% discount. All right. Please make sure you do that. Give them some support because they give us their support. A big thank you as well to all those who are watching this stream, all the persons who are, you may not make a comment, but you're listening through, you're watching through. We really appreciate that. For all those who have subscribed to the platform, we thank you. And for all those who hit the like button when they come on, we thank you. Please, if you have not, make sure you do that. Once you jump onto the stream, you just smash that like button. Yes, so we can know you're enjoying the content. I see already Leighton Steele is asking if he can leave his question. Of course. Just leave your question and one of our moderators will definitely bring up that question, Leighton Steele. So go ahead and do it. One of our mods, they're already here. Fresh God, he's always up and early and running. So if you leave your question, Leighton, then he will answer it. We have 2 giveaways today. We are giving away a set of Tricknick products and we're giving away some credit to someone by the end of this interview. So make sure for sure you get this right. So leave your questions. If you have them and you can't stay, leave it, and we'll get to it in due time. This evening, I have the honor and the privilege of just speaking with. I wouldn't even call this an interview, because it will be an outpouring of information, so we can learn and grow and get intricately involved with the knowledge of the sport of football. This is one of the brilliant minds in Jamaica's football, from a technical perspective and a managerial perspective. He has his origins out in the East. And of recent, we have been speaking to many persons from the eastern side of Jamaica, Harborview, in fact. And when I heard about the origins of that club, I was so surprised, because this person that we're going to interview was very instrumental in the early stages. He has just been appointed as the head coach for the senior national female team. He had a contract over there in the British Virgin Islands, and he's here now to give back to the sport that he loves in the country that he loves dearly. His name is Vin Blaine, but we're going to title him Sir Vin Blaine this evening. For all his stellar work, here we go. Mr. Sir Vin Blaine, good evening and welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
For this purpose of this broadcast, I will say Mannings, man, not Omar. Good to be here, man. Good to be here.
Yes, so good to have you.
Yeah, man.
Indeed, I'm extremely delighted
Mm-hmm.
that you are here with us today. And first, let me congratulate you on your recent appointment as head
Mm-hmm.
coach of the senior female national team.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there is it's an enormous task, because it's a wealth of talent, and I think for most of us, there is this confidence that we're going to qualify. I think we're thinking about how far are we going to go when we get to the World Cup. So,
Yeah, yeah. Before I start, let me correct one thing. I was with U.S. Virgin Islands, not British. The
oh,
U.S. Virgin Islands. Yeah.
thank you
But,
so, thank you
mm-hmm.
so.
Yeah,
We
man.
have we have one person. Um, he says he won't be able to stay for the stream.
Mm-hmm.
But his name is Leighton Steele,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so he already has a question. So
Mm-hmm.
just for the purpose of appeasing him, because he
Yeah.
won't be able to stay. Don't know
Mm-hmm.
if he's here or he's overseas. I'll read the question just
No.
so we can remember. It says, and so his it begins with exceptional under 20 players like Peyton
McNamara. Mm-hmm.
McNamara and Paige
McNamara.
Bailey. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
Paige
Mm-hmm.
Bailey Gill making their senior debut in 2021. What is the coach stands towards using young players in critical game? And he says, my other question is about licensing. What level of coaching license does Mr. Blaine have? And what are some of the teams he's been in charge of, for those who aren't familiar? Last question is, how does Mr. Blaine plan to fix the team? Outside back problems. That is, we have no real left back, etc. Will
Mm-hmm.
we see any new faces? All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you can keep those in mind,
Yeah, yeah.
or you can answer them now, and then
No,
we get into the
for the benefit of him, I think you should answer it no, because kick off the show with that. Not
you want me
let
to
me
put
say them
you
one
want
at
me
a
to put them
time.
up one at
Huh?
a time? You want me to put them up one at a time?
Well, I can remember you asking about under 20 players and young players.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
that's the first one right
yeah,
there.
I've seen these players perform. They're good players. As far as I don't worry about young players from before I even left the program in Jamaica. For those who don't know, I was in charge of Jamaica's program for 12 years. I half the 70% of the squad that went to the World Cup came through my hands and from my recruiting. I had Bonnie, which is Khadija Shaw. Then
Tanya.
yeah, Denisha Blackwood, all those. I had had Bunny from she was 13, 14. So and she played under 15, under 17, under 20, just about 15, 16 years old. So I have no problem with them coming in. Connie Plummer, who was a captain, she played under 20 for me when she was 17. So the young players, I don't look at them. I don't look at the age really. If they are eligible to play through the FIFA guidelines and they can play, they're gonna play. So Paige, Bailey Gill is a very, very, very good player. So she'll be there for sure. I think he asked about qualifications.
Says, right. So this is my other question is about
Mhm.
licensing. What level of coaching
Yeah,
license
I do have a master's in high performance football, which I acquired through Barcelona. And the other question is what?
The other question, the last question, it is
Oh,
last
oh yeah.
to fix
That's a
the
good question. I fix the outside back problems. Yeah, well, that is a very good question because that's one of the areas I think our team is weakened defensively. That's the first thing I'm going to be working on. The defensive organization of the team, and he's correct. That means he's been watching the team. The fullbacks are letting in goals because the fundamental of the positions are not being followed. So they're not doing things that are fundamental related to their position. So that is something that I definitely will look at. He said we don't have, not that we don't have the players. I think the players don't understand the position. Whether I have time to fix that or not, it's another thing. So we're gonna look at it. I saw. Maybe he's watching like the USA game. I watch the USA game, the Nigeria game, and I also watch the Costa Rica game. In the Costa Rica game, you can see that the wing backs are a little more understand their positions a little better. So it's work in progress, but I have my thing is that I have to fix it quickly before we can't look at the games against Bermuda and those teams. We'll play those teams, but we still, anything I'm doing now, Omar, is how we can prepare the team if we get good opposition. Not discounting the ones we're going to be playing in the first round, but I've seen the problem. So those are very good questions from Leighton. Good questions, my brother.
Okay, all right. So for the other persons, please, we facilitated the questions from Leighton because he did say that he would have to be leaving out. So we did that. So we want to get back to the original format of the interview, which is to kind of know about Mr. Blaine's beginnings in the sport. So just tell us when did it all start for you in terms of football? Did it start out playing or coaching, and how far back do you remember? And
Well, I remember playing back in the days. It was minor league. I played minor league for Harborview. That's what I remember. The age group was maybe about 15, 16, if I remember correctly. And then I was on the winning team for Kingston College back in 1960.
What?
Yeah,
In
1967.
you win all Manning Cup, man.
Yeah, man.
1967
Yeah.
with Neville Oxford.
No, Neville Oxford was 65, but 66 there was no. I should have played in 66, but there was no competition. The competition was blocked for that year, but never played 65.
Okay. So your first Manning Cup year was 67.
Yes.
And you won the Manning Cup.
I played 1 year because I left school 68 before Manning Cup.
Oh, all right.
But the years when I was supposed to play, I would have played 66 and 67.
Right.
But 66 it was yeah.
All right, tell us about that 67 year. This is good. I didn't even know this. This is just breaking news, people. Tell us about the 67 season. Who were some of your teammates? How you got to the finals, and who you played, and what position you played, and all of that.
In my days, they call it outside left. No, they call it just call it wing. I play outside left. In those days, the numbers were related to where you play, the position you play. So I wear number 11 all my life at the outside left position, and we never lost in the game that year. We were knocked out of the competition. No, some points were taken from us in that competition because we had an ineligible player. he transferred from, I think he transferred from school and he played, and he shouldn't have played. I think he was over age, I think. But we came back, and we Camperdown got by St. Andrew Technical, which was should never have happened. The same Donald Quarry has a brother that really not a footballer, and he scored against them and beat them 1-0. So that's how we came back into the competition, because we went through. We never lost any game. We
But
never
then
lost a
points
game.
were deducted.
Huh?
Points were deducted from your team.
Yeah, we lost, but so we had to know. Hopefully that we are hoping that Camperdown would have beaten St. Andrew Technical. It happened, which I mean, it's like you said, how about we beating beating Manchester United at that time? It wouldn't have happened, and it happened. So that's how we came back, and that's how we won the Manning Cup that year.
Who you played in? Oh, also you didn't have like a final game. It was the same
No,
point. Give you the
yeah,
most
yeah,
who ended up winning. Okay,
yeah.
so who were some of the players on your KC team that time that you probably remember?
Well, God, you had John Prescott who captained the team. You had Brown who plays centre back. I'm not good at names. I ask me right away. Memory gone, man. But
Okay,
yeah. You had. Gosh, they're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me at the door. I'm not picking up now. But down the road, I give it to you.
okay. So you won the Manning Cup, but after that, you said you left.
Yeah,
Um,
left KC in '68.
and did what? Went to college overseas, or you
No,
were
no,
still?
no, no. I went straight into the working world.
Okay. So you went
Mhm.
to work. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, did you play any more football, or that was it for you in terms of?
That was basically it. I played in Miami for a short period of time, but I never played anywhere else.
Okay. So your next sojourn into football was then
Mhm.
coaching
Yeah, well,
or management.
yeah. Well, Harborview was more like management at Harborview when Harborview started out. Because Harborview started right in front of my house in Harborview on Aqua Avenue.
Right. Yes.
We
Yes.
call it Aqua Park.
Aqua Park.
It's
Right.
actually a triangle.
Yes, Sir DP told us about that.
Yeah, that's where DV grew up too, as a youngster, as a goalkeeper. Because at the time we never have the mercy on DV at the time. He would put him in the goal. He put him in the goal when we have nobody else to throw DV in the goal. And that's how he became a top goalkeeper. Trust me.
Without gloves.
Without gloves. Yeah, them days no gloves are being used. Maybe I don't know. It's pretty close after that. Then people start using, and then use some, not the regular gloves you know. they use gloves that you use in construction work. Put on your hand. I'm sure
Okay.
DV will tell you that.
Yes, he did share
Mhm.
that. But I think for in fact, most of his career he kept without a gloves. I don't know if because
The
when they
early part of his career, mostly the goalkeepers in that era never really used gloves as such. That came in a little bit after.
okay, all right.
Mhm.
So you started at Aqua Park. You started managing our farm in Harborview.
Yeah.
You're across from your home, and
Yeah.
I mean, who were the persons who alongside you that started the club or were at the beginning of the club to kind of get it going? Because it's a lot of history because it has always been seen as one of those clubs in Jamaica that
Hmm.
have stable management and
Hmm.
structure.
Yeah. Well, in the early days, I was kind of how it started out. DV's brother, Ewan Niels, Shani, we call him Shani. He's the one that approached because we were playing. We weren't formalized into a, what we say, registered club, but we were playing like we started from the earliest days when we were playing minor league, and then we decided, he's the one that came to me and said we should start the club and start playing. At the time, you had you had you had Bell, right?
Joseph
Russell Bell. Russell Bell.
Bell,
and
right?
Will, who started Casafa. So when that league was being started, it was a community league. So we decided to play in that league too. So that's how we really get the club going. The club was formalized after I left, actually, in a sense. We had already set up the club and a business. That was Carvel Stewart, along with Geraldine, Clyde Geraldine. But in the early time, it was myself, Ronald Pigichong, who was a manager, right? And that we were the one that he was a manager, I was the president, and that's how the club started in a sense.
Okay, but you eventually left Harborview, and because you never actually coached the team though.
No. I went overseas. I left overseas. I think 1970, 73 or 74. I left and went overseas. Lived overseas. So I was living overseas for a few years. Well,
And that's where you started developing an appetite for coaching or learning.
no. I developed an appetite for coaching when I came back to Jamaica.
Okay.
Because I started playing cricket in Miami instead of football. Right. So I used to play on a cricket team there every Sunday. And then there was no real league going on there. I played for a team in Miami, in Florida, and they did something that I didn't like, so I left the club. They started some fight started, and that wasn't me, so I didn't go back. But I started playing cricket, and then I came back to Jamaica. When I came back to Jamaica, I took up Kingston Senior High School girls program.
Also, the first time you actually coached was a girls program.
Yeah.
Were you a qualified coach at this time, or you were just?
No. I was just going. I was going in the early days. Qualification wasn't really around, as such for the locals. And I said, when I go to the US, and I never did that over there. Okay. But when I came, I started Kingston Senior program. Then I went to girls, all girls, and I went to St. Hugh's girls, right? Then I was at the UE girls team, and then I took over Harborview girls team.
Okay.
When I came back, Harborview team was getting like 13 love and 14 love and 15 love, and I said, no, this can't be my club. So I went in and took over the program. And
very formidable team.
Huh?
They became very formidable.
Yeah. When I took over the team, those scores were not nowhere around. We won 5 straight knockout competition, win a Premier League title. Same thing with UE. When I went to UE, we won everything at UE, everything.
Okay, and so during this time, were you getting any coaching qualifications, or you were just coaching out of head knowledge, reading books and learning?
I could coach, but I know I couldn't coach. So I was doing courses online. Okay. I was doing courses online. I was doing a lot of courses online. And I was when I started working with the federation, and I went away a lot to do courses in Trinidad, and but I never went up and said, "Let me do this," Then I did the masters, and I think that is one of the best course I've ever done.
So what you completed is a masters.
Masters in high performance football.
Masters in high performance football.
Mm-hmm. So it prepares you to coach at the higher level.
Whether it's male or female, or on the female side.
No, just an overall program.
All right. So in terms of qualification, because I know in Jamaica, I think presently the highest qualification that is offered, whether male or female, is the CONCACAF B license.
Mm-hmm.
How does your masters in high performance?
Way past that. Way past that.
Okay. And it's way past that. A license, which they are moving to as well.
Yeah. If I'm going, I'm at my age, I don't want to do anything else here. The masters of high performance qualified to coach at this level that I'm at now.
Okay. So
I would have to do the UEFA A, UEFA B. I wouldn't go ahead and do it anymore.
Okay, at this stage.
Yeah, at this stage.
So it would mean then that it is possible that you had one of the highest qualifications at some point.
Yeah, you can look at it that way, depending on what importance people pay to because a lot of people pay importance to these things, certification. But not because you're certified means you're a good coach.
That is true.
Trust me on that one.
So that is true. So with this, and I mean with what has happened, have you ever had any desire to coach male football?
Well, remember the last time I was in Premier League, I coached them, 2013, 2014 season. I was a coach. I coached Premier League for 1 year and win Premier League on a canter.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
that was Ricardo Gardner.
No. Ricardo was
Jeremy, that was Jeremy and you and little baby.
Jeremy and you, those kind of players. You have Taxi. You have Taxi who played for me. Taxi won Premier League with me, Taxi played for Jamaica.
Kemar Lawrence, yeah, man.
Kemar Lawrence, yeah. He
Right,
played.
so
He played for me.
And
He
Luton
won Premier
Shelton.
League with me.
Was it Luton Shelton or Fabian Taylor?
No. Luton Shelton played before.
Okay,
So
so
Luton was away them time.
Who else did he have in that team in 2013? Jeremy Lynch.
Jeremy Lynch won Premier League for me, actually. He won the game. He was out for about 3-4 games with injury, and he came back the game against Boystone and scored 2 goals, I think, and we won Premier League on that day. But we won Premier League with like 3 games to go.
Okay.
And that's why after that year they changed it back to the knockouts, the finals and semi-finals. No, when I won Premier League, it was straight Premier League. It was straight Premier League. It was in finals and semi-finals.
Okay.
And you play. We won at the year. We won everything. It's only one competition we lost that year. One finals we lost that year, and it was the first knockout finals we lost to Boystone. But we won everything after that. We won the knockout competitions. We won everything.
Okay.
So that's how I coach male, and I also won first year I coach youngsters under 15 team in for Aberview. We won it that year too. Never lose a game.
Have you been in charge of any of the youth team on the male side or in the national setup?
No, but I've been there with them, but I've never. It's always other coaches that are there.
Okay, but you're normally in a technical capacity.
Yeah, the only coaching I did for JFF was the girls from 2005, I think it was, until I left.
Okay, all right, and so I mean, you're a part of the girls program. I mean, brought through many of these young ladies, and then you just disappeared from the girls program. I know you disappeared out of the girls program.
What happened is that I had a team for a while, and then when Schaefer came, I was asked to be his assistant coach. Right, so I moved away from the girls team to be his assistant coach, which I never stayed long. I never stayed with the program long, and then I left the Schaefer, and then I became technical director.
Okay, so you were asked by Schaefer to be his assistant.
No. I don't think he asked me, or he didn't know anyone. I think I was given to him as his assistant coach.
Okay. And so all right, so you were there, you didn't stay long, but you were the technical director of the program.
After Schaefer's stint.
This is after Schaefer's.
Yeah, after I left Schaefer.
Yes.
I had asked to be removed from the program.
Yes.
For reasons that I won't go into. But I was asked to be. I asked the captain to remove me from the program, and then I after that I became a technical director.
This is during Whitmore's.
No, before Whitmore.
Oh, okay. Oh, when
I managed Whitmore. Whitmore came back after. Whitmore came in, Whitmore came in when John Barnes was fired.
Right. That's the first
stint, yeah.
Bradley Stewart was his assistant that time.
Yes.
And you were the manager.
His manager, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And then so the question I want to ask is, why wasn't that system, that same kind of senior leadership in the program, reestablished in his second tenure? Meaning the wisdom of a Bradley Stewart and the wisdom of a Vin Blaine to work with him. Was that an option when he was reappointed? Seeing that the first time around, That
Yeah.
was worked.
Mm-hmm.
Why did we go away from that?
I really don't know. You must remember these decisions are made by the heads. Who will coach the teams. The captain was very integral. He was deep into that part. He paid a lot of attention to the senior team, boys team, men's team. So I think it was a decision made by the board who would assist Tapper. You know, and the manager was already established. Roy Simpson was there from Schaefer's time, so he just moved it with Tapper. You know, so I don't know because I can't say the relationship that Tapper had with Bradley. I don't know. I was there. I didn't see anything untoward about the behavior of them, but there must have been something there. I don't know why Bradley was. I can't remember how Bradley got out of the program. I can't. I can't recall.
An interview with him, like
Mm,
it's like I don't know. I mean, some of these things are so strange. I don't even like talking about them because
mhm,
you think like something is working, and we can't just work out the simple things to make it keep working.
mhm, mhm,
That I think was the disappointment in the whole thing, that we had
mhm.
something working and simple stuff.
Yes,
We,
yes,
we
yes.
allow the simple stuff to affect the important stuff.
Hmm, hmm.
But
That's true. It's true. But sometimes football is a strange game administratively, and who think the assistant coach. Like for me, no, I think a head coach should be able to choose his assistant coach and not giving a coach. I
I
really, really believe
agree.
that.
I agree. I agree.
You know,
I agree.
I don't buy into. Oh, here's your assistant coach. Schaefer got an assistant coach, but he never came in one. The Brazilians came in their own team. Ben
They came with
Simmons,
their own,
yes,
exactly. Came with their
with the goalkeeper coach, the fitness coach, everything. But
own.
no,
Yeah.
but when Schaefer came in now, I don't think he was offered that luxury to. I would just say, okay. As a matter of fact, I knew that I was Schaefer's assistant coach, and the day that he was given, it was shown to the public. I didn't know. It's the same day that he was appointed. That's the day I knew. I had no clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So things.
On the female side, though, let me ask you. So I know that
Mhm,
because it's the same issue you're talking about. On the female side, the the Busby is no longer there. So you come in now.
mhm.
Do you bring in your coaching staff, or you work with the staff that was there, and you are the head coach with the same staff?
No, I've made some changes, not because
Okay.
I don't think that they are worthy, but for the same reason I just told you just now. I must be comfortable with who I'm working with. I don't know none of those people, right? I've maintained all the local people, right? Plus, I can safely say the analysts, right? And I'm yet to name and officially give the names of my staff, which I have to wait a bit. But
Oh,
I definitely would have some change. Definitely would have
okay.
changes.
So you get to bring in
When
what
Busby
would.
came in, when Busby came in, he made some changes too. He brought in his own assistant coach, and you know, so it's just that's the way it goes. If you move to another club or you move to another country, sometimes you'll be able to get who you want. Normally, you go to another country, they give you a local coach to work with.
Yeah.
But it depends. No, I'm in charge of a national program. I've been there, done that. The only challenge now is that we are at a little higher level now. From the players that I'm seeing, so I have to know, approach it in a way where my thing is to facilitate the young ladies and to make them comfortable and let them trust me as a coach.
Yeah.
I have to earn their respect.
All right. So the female coach is the goalkeeper coach for the female team is that the same coach for the male national. Okay.
No,
And,
no,
and the analyst is different as well, because I know
no.
the
The analyst works. The analyst works. I can definitely tell you this. The analyst will still be there. He works along with both, with senior team, with the boy, men and the female.
okay.
So
But
he's still.
you have a
Yeah,
different like goalkeeper coach and thing.
yeah. But the goalkeeper coach, yes. But The goalkeeper coach is different. The assistant coaches are different, but the staff around it, that the fitness trainers and things are still maintained.
All right. So
But
let me
that's why
ask.
I'm not named anything yet.
Yeah, man. All right. So on the same coaching and staff, right? I
Mhm.
remember watching being at two games, Jamaica versus the USA and Jamaica versus Canada, and I'm very meticulous, and I was counting like the personnel around the teams.
Mhm.
And so, like when I counted the personnel around the American team,
Mhm.
there was almost one person to one player. So if
Mhm.
there were 23 players, there were 46 persons in total.
Mhm.
All right. The point I'm making is this: when we put together a group of coaching, do we have the financial resources to have the set piece specialists, or we don't need that, or that is just a luxury? Do we have the, all of those little components that is
Yeah.
now in international football?
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have that type of resources. You see, let me tell you, if you do your checks, you'll see that the USA don't even take the 2.5 million that FIFA give them.
Really, they don't?
And from my investigation from back then, they don't even take that. Right? They do have the funding that they have is far superior to what JFF has. Not making any excuse for them. There's no way. All right, I tell you this: when USA travel, they'll send down 15 persons to come and do whatever it is they need first, and then they send those back and bring the right people afterwards. You understand me? So we don't have that type of luxury. We would love to have all those things because those things are current now in football. The throwing coach and the set player coach, and that's where it is going. I don't think we are at that standard level yet financially to do that. It's very difficult. A lot of people don't understand when you have a national programs. The JFF has like 8 national programs, and when you travel, is a lot of money. But we would love to get those type of things, but we have come a far way based on when I started. When I started out in 2005, 2006, we had an opportunity to go to the World Cup twice. If we had the format that we have now, we'd have gone to the World Cup twice already. Because we always come fourth. We're always fourth in against behind Mexico.
Right, but only three teams from CONCACAF
Only
normally
two
go
teams
through.
go through.
Right,
But
right.
now,
Because
now we have four and then still have another one playoff. You understand me? So if that was there with that. But in those days, my first game in a tournament was my practice game. We never had practice games, none of those stuff. So we have come a far way now as far as that is concerned.
I
You know.
think though to be fair to the women program,
Mm-hmm.
though there are five 4.5 spaces for
Mm-hmm.
CONCACAF,
Mm-hmm.
two of the world's top teams are in CONCACAF,
That's right.
Canada. It's
So you
really,
don't got
yes, it's really, when you check it out, it's really 2.5 spaces that
yeah,
are
we need
left.
to have spot. We need to
Yeah,
have
it's
spot.
really 2.5 spots
But
that's
we
really
did
left.
well. We did well. We should do good in the earlies. We had a good team in the earlies. As a matter of fact, this team that I see play against Costa Rica
Yes.
is the only team that I saw that was better than my 2016. Believe
Not
me.
the one, not the one that played in the World Cup. Is the one that
Nah,
played against Costa Rica
nah,
with
nah,
all the addition.
nah, nah, nah.
Is it
Trust
because of
me.
all of the young ladies who are playing in the women's league in England? Because I mean, the
Yeah,
talent pool seem to be vast, and I hear that there are others who are interested. And
a
you're
lot,
still
a
with
lot,
like
a lot.
Jody and Jody Brown.
Yeah,
There are some other key
yeah.
players who are not in that Costa
But
Rica.
remember, Khadija Shaw never played in the US, in the Nigeria game. I think it was, or the US game, one of them games. So what Coach Busby was doing is really shopping around, looking at different players as a coach should, you know. So I credit him with the players that were brought in that I've seen. I have to give him credit for that. And my job is to take over and move it forward, you know. But there are some very good players. You see, what's his name mentioned too just now. Page a very good player, very good player.
And
You know,
Mark,
McNamara, McNamara can
yeah,
play too. They're good
and
players.
I see Leon here mentioned people, believe me, we are coming to your comments. I just want to make sure that we cover at least some of the grounds, and then I will get in some of the comments that you have. I see Giovanni says the team currently have enough quality to be ranked in the top 30. Maybe a few addition can help. Page Bailey Gill is a baller, was impressive versus
Costa
Costa
Rica.
Rica. Then Leon Price is one of the best coaches to take up the ladies' the ladies' defense needs some major stability. I think that has been the problem with our girls.
Yes.
Our
No,
midfield.
from the World Cup, it's been like that.
Exactly. And I think we were chopping and changing, and once and I think on the left side of the field we just never got that, and it has persisted. I don't know if the personnel is there, but yeah, go ahead.
You know, you can plug a hole and you're not fixing where the water coming from. You understand me? So it will be always there. You just put a plaster over it. And that's my only I don't like to criticize coaches, but I tell you that's one of the areas from day one I've been saying we're holding a high line, we're holding a flat line, we're not looking, we're not the fundamentals of defense, line fundamentals, the individual fundamentals were not being followed. Right? And it has not been fixed to this day. You know, I watched them in the USA game, they gave away three simple goals. You know, because we're just watching the ball and not looking at the ball and the player that we're responsible for. So I agree with all those statements that are made. They are, very good statements.
Yeah. The other issue I want to ask is because the qualifications they have pushed them back. They have because there should have been in November.
Yeah.
But they pushed them back to January, February. All right. Now you're coming on. I know you're familiar with the players. Some of the players because some of the players you have never worked with. Will you have any games before, especially with someone? It's not like back in the day when you were in the program when everybody was in Jamaica or majority were in Jamaica, or when you were in the States in college. These are professional players in professional systems, will not be released by their clubs because they're playing at the highest level.
Right.
What are the plans in place to get us ready for the World Cup qualifiers?
I tell you something, we don't have any games because the only time we can get the girls is through the FIFA window. Right? The only FIFA window left for us is the one that we're going to be playing in February. So it's going to be, but it's like any other national team, you don't, a national team with Messi and Ronaldo, the coach don't have them for more than about 4 days or 5 days. You understand me? So the beauty about it that these girls are playing at a high level. It's up to me now how I manage them. And I just right now I'm starting with fixing the defensive line. Right now. Right? Because that's the weak area for me that I've seen. Midfield looks good. I saw a viewer say that midfield is to me is okay. My job is just to get them play a little faster. Because when you play against USA, you have to play a little faster. Because they're gonna press you. Every time you get the ball, they're gonna press you. But so we have to learn to get rid of the ball quicker or protect it better. But defensively, that's the problem. We're not gonna have any games for this first round. Hopefully, I see us basically should get by with that, but I'm just saying. But basically, if we can't get by this first group, then we don't deserve to go to World Cup. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, and will all the players be available? I mean, for the first round, will the clubs release them?
Yes, they release it because unless there's something come up with maybe COVID and I don't want to speak it to being, but all the English-based players have games up until the 13th. Then we are expecting them to arrive here on the 14th. Now, so we have 15th and 16th with them. The ones who are not engaged prior to, I have said that we want to have a camp starting on the 11th. So they will arrive on the 10th and we start a camp with them on the 11th. So those who are not playing will be in a camp and being playing. And then when the English-based, UK-based players come, they will join us on the 14th, and we'll probably run about 3 sessions to play, and then we go and play. We have 1 day off, and we go play Grenada on the 20th.
Oh, so the game is away, but the camp is going to be in Jamaica.
Yeah. The first camp will be in Jamaica. We'll play Bermuda right there, and then we'll leave on the 18th. We have 1 session in Grenada the 19th, and then we'll play on the 20th and come back on the 21st.
Do you? I mean, are you challenging all the players to come and don't think like, well, let Khadija Shaw stay, let this no, everyone needs to come.
Yes.
Use this as I don't want to undervalue the team, but like let it be practice for what
I am playing the team. I'm playing the teams that we play USA. I don't care who we're playing. My job is to use these games. Well, I want to win the game, but my job is to let them also play with my game model, what they're supposed to do in different areas of the pitch, and what I saw as weaknesses, right? And mainly there. The other thing is to try and get the ball up to Shaw. They're going to be marking her. How am I going to use you? What am I going to do now to get her the ball? And if she's not getting the ball, who's going to move into areas that they can get the ball?
All right. I see. Let me just take a couple more comments. One says Kanya Plummer. I guess you're suggesting that Kanya Plummer plays in midfield because she's not a center half.
That is a misconception too, because she can play center half. She just be allowed to run all over the place. If she plays central midfield, it's the same discipline she's going to need in central defense, right? But I see from pre-World Cup, she's allowed to run, and even if she goes, there was anybody dropping back to take her to cover her, right? Now they have players that seem that they know the game, so if she went, they're coming back to balance the defense.
Okay. And then the same comment keep coming up. Our left side is very weak. Some additional addition and improvement.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. But there's one young lady now that plays that seems to do a decent job. I think they're looking at Denisha Blackwood when she played. But Denisha is not a left back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's one of the persons who was converted because left back was a problem because from the World Cup, they kept on changing the personnel in that position. Forgot who the number 2 used to be. They just kept on changing.
No, the number 2 was not a bad player. That's Silva. She was not a bad player, but they didn't give her an opportunity to gel in the position. And you convert a winger to a left back position. Denisha don't have one bone in her that's defensive. You understand me? She doesn't have a defensive bone in her body. She's a wing back. She's a winger. She's a good player if you're playing 3 up top to play one of the wings.
Okay. And then someone says Tiffany Cameron is my player.
Yeah.
And Kayla need to improve her finishing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And,
I can see that. I can see people watching.
Yes. I have a good question, but let me take this one. It says, Mr. Blaine was there before. What will he bring to the table this time around to make his second stint a more rewarding one?
Well, that what I'm bringing to the table is more knowledge and better players, first of all. Not better players, but a better looking team. In my first stint, as I said before, the only reason why we never make it to the World Cup because only 3 teams went through at the time. Right? If it was the same format, we wouldn't have made it in 2019. So what I'm bringing is humility to the team, trying to get the team to behave as a unit. There are some things that happened before that I think were distracting the girls. That's my job now to get that out of the way. Let them understand that all they have to concentrate on is football. I will do the other work. I will talk to the JFF. I will talk to the administrators about what affects the team. So, I can't say what I'm bringing to the team. As I say, I can't say much more than that. I could say, oh, I'm going to win. No, that's not what I'm here for. We're going to do our best. We should qualify for the World Cup, and that's what I'm focusing on. The first 4 games, I'm focusing on first to win those.
Yeah. All right. The other question I have is part of the issue. I remember when we had the first window on the male side of our World Cup campaign. The whole pandemic uh, was a challenge, and there was the red listed country, and all of that. We sent one team to Mexico, one team played, and I mean everything was just a mess. Was just a mess, right? Then we hear about having chartered flight. Are are, are those things now in place administratively to
Well,
ensure that we give the young ladies the
yes.
best opportunity possible? That if they're supposed to, like, whatever contracts that are supposed to be signed, because we don't want to hear, well, we did not get paid. We the ticket, they didn't buy the ticket. We don't want to hear like, oh, these 6 people out of England did not come because we didn't have enough money to buy. I mean, how are things being planned to ensure that administratively everything flows and works smoothly?
When you have Omar, when you have an organization that one set of people working this way and another set of people working that way, and nobody come in the middle. That's what was happening. A lot of information that came about the team could have been handled better, and it would have it filtered over into the players' minds. The players are in a state of mind now that everything anti JFF. I can't operate that way. If I'm going to bring the team back to normalcy, I have to decide how I'm going to deal with it. I'm meeting with the players tomorrow. I'm meeting all the players tomorrow. We're going to discuss all those issues. I would want them to concentrate to play football. Let me handle that. No, this, no, that, no, whatever. Since I've taken the team, I've changed. I've a lot of the general secretary and myself. We have changed a lot. We have looked at it. I've looked at the contracts, and we have so many things that the girls were concerned about. I have made sure that is taken care of.
Awesome.
Right? So it's a matter of how you approach. You can't be a part of it. I blame, and I say this openly, I blame the World Cup coaches. They started that. They came on television and tell everybody everything. They never spoke to the JFF. Right? I agree that the JFF fell down in a lot of areas, and I've said it to them already. But if you fall down, if you're in a home with your wife and a child, and you're hearing your dirty laundry in front of the child, that child will have a different opinion of you.
Yeah, I always tell people that in management, one of the things you have to do when you operate in management capacity is to speak in before you speak out.
Yeah, man.
What that means is that when there are issues relating to the home, you speak in, you deal with it internally before you take it out publicly. And I think I'm glad for that. But I mean, I know you said that you'll be meeting with the players, and that's good to know. Is there a pool of players as well? Like, is it 60 players, 50 players? I know there's a pool on the male side. Is there a pool on the female side that will all need to sign contracts? Are those things the same? Are there one system that?
Remember, what I'm trying to do now, I was given a list of 38 players. And in that 38, maybe 4 or 5 never did come or try out. So I bring it down to maybe about, let's say, 30 players, right?
Okay.
Going forward. And those 30 players include all the players you saw that play in the USA, the Nigeria, and the recent Costa Rica game.
Okay.
So it's for me, as I said, what Coach Busby was doing is to look at players. So you find that he played one squad in the USA game, another squad in the Nigeria game, and if you notice that Costa Rica, it was almost a new squad. You have some core players that played that started, but you have some people who could start on the bench and all. So I think he did a good job recruiting, right? And unfortunately, what he's going through is I can't comment on that. But what my thing now is to take from I can't go out and recruit. No, it doesn't make any sense. There are good players now that I've seen. A very good bunch of players.
All right. Are there any other players outside of that pool, though, that could be playing in England that, based on what they saw in the last games, could be saying, wow, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Maybe someone at Manchester City or Manchester United seeing Bonnie in the league saying that,
Mhm.
man, I need to get my grandmother is Jamaican. I want to play for Jamaica instead of waiting. Are there those calls coming in, or is it now just the 30 that, boy, this is the 30, this is what we have to work with for for this time,
No,
or
let me tell you
the
what,
window
I'm gonna tell you what
window
do.
is still open?
We have to be very careful that we don't chop and chain, chop and chain, chop and chain, chop and chain, and not preparing properly,
Yeah.
right? Because you see another player now. First of all, do they have their passport? Do they have their citizenship? Do they have are we gonna wait for it? And then I'm gonna drop out somebody who already have their passport who can play well. We have to be very careful. Over the long haul, maybe. I saw something happen in the last World Cup. A young lady take the team, work hard and take the team to the World Cup. And 1 week before they brought in somebody who would never play for Jamaica. That will never happen on my shift. Never. You can't have somebody all the way through the World Cup and you qualify for the World Cup, and a week before you go, you drop the player out and you bring in somebody who has never played for Jamaica. That cannot happen. And I say this without any apology for any player who thinks they can come in 1 week before the tournament and I include them over somebody who has been training and playing hard all along. Not going to happen. Going to the World Cup is a honor and an achievement for a player. So
Yeah,
I'm not.
but you would admit though that there are some players who, if the team qualifies, and there's a top player out there, I don't know, maybe but you're just saying that the window, which is the 1 week before the tournament, is too late. But
Yes.
okay, I see what I
Why
mean.
would I bring in? Why would I bring in? Everybody put on the all. They're going to the World Cup, right? They're going to the World Cup, and I'm going to leave out somebody who will give them all, right? I see this where say if you're going to look at the comment here, young ladies from the USA in October, right? They seem like solid players that need to be given a look in. Yeah, everybody needs a look in.
No, I think what happened is that earlier, I think we were speaking about this earlier. There were some
Mhm.
young ladies, Maya
Mhm.
Mitchell,
Mhm.
that just got their citizenship and all of that.
Mhm.
Avery Johnson,
Mhm.
um, um, Brathwaite, Christian Brathwaite. I think they're probably listening now, but they are coming to Jamaica. People, they will be here. I think there is a, maybe you can speak a little bit about this, Mr. Blaine. That there is a camp that is being held for
Under 17, under 20.
from the 18th somewhere there.
Yeah,
Is
under 17, under 20. That's for under 17 and under 20 players.
right? Yeah, so they will be a part of that camp. I don't
Yeah.
know because they are playing up because they're like 16,
Yeah.
so they though they can play under 17.
Mm-hmm.
They believe that they are good enough to make the under 20 team
Yeah,
because
that's
yeah,
all relative, In my experience, in much time coaches call me and tell me these girls can change my team and do better than everybody. When the girls come, them same one don't come back because they realize they're not better than the girls. But I'm not saying this is the case now, I'm just saying that as a
yes,
coach, coaches have their own preferences, right? I can't say why didn't you pick this girl or why didn't you pick that girl, right? So I cannot speak for Xavier Gilbert. I can't speak for them. I can't speak for Dane Chambers, who's an under 17 coach. I can't do that. So if they go there, what I want to say, they should get an opportunity to come and train. That's all I
yeah.
can say. Whether they make it by maybe this style of play is not what the coach wants. I don't know. I don't know. There are so many right now. There are so many girls out there that can't have a look in. My only withdrawal no right is because it's such a short time between now and our first round.
I'm going to give you a name that I know that I have worked with in the past. Her name is Lacey Ann Murray.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so she has played under 15, under 17, under 20 for Jamaica. Always been a part of the teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, played with Jody Brown at
Mm-hmm.
Ocherios High. Always played in the Senton team.
I know her.
So she. I mean, at the senior level, she has not been given a look in yet.
Mm-hmm.
She's away in college, leading her team and doing
Mm-hmm.
well. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if she, because I noticed the squad that were called up, she wasn't a part of any of them.
Yeah, but I say, Mannings, man, let me tell you, everything is relative because they play at certain, like for instance, somebody sent me a tip of a young lady, says she can play. And when I look at the team she's playing with, I don't think they can beat a Jamaican team. But she looks good in the team. Are they? If I am looking at going to the World Cup, do I want to include people for the players for the sake of including them, or do I want to look at the best group of players that I can get?
Players
You
that
know?
can add value.
Yes. So
Yeah.
it's a very difficult thing, because right now we don't have local players who are in the team.
I want to get to that, because my
Mhm.
thing is this: like we can't, and I hope that your job is not just to qualify
Mhm.
the senior team.
Mhm.
I hope the job. I don't know if they're like. I would love to see what the job description is. Like this thing should be, because what I want to know is that what is going to happen to football, female football. Like we have right now a
Mhm.
female team that someone said it that we could be aiming to finish third in the CONCACAF qualifiers, which
Yes.
means if we finish third and two of the best teams are in CONCACAF, it
Mhm.
stands to reason that we could be in the top 8 or we could go to the round of 16 in the World Cup.
Well, I think the team we have, that is a possibility if they stick together and play well, and I do my
Yeah.
job. I have to do my job. I can't put
And
it on them.
the administration does its job as well.
The
So let's,
administration will. The
yes.
administration will. Trust me. The administration will do their job, right? Because my approach to administration, I've been talking to the general secretary almost every day, and everything that I've asked him for so far, he has agreed to. And that's because I've not gone with an arrogant approach to the whole situation. I have the history of what happened before, the history of what happened before, right? So if I come back in with the same arrogance, I don't need to be here, right? I want I recruited girls from Canada. Basically, that's what I did when I was at the program. But what the difference is, they had to come to Jamaica and train, because they must get some of the culture before I just select them to play. I don't have any control over that. No. What is given to me now, Omar, I have to deal with that. The best,
Yeah.
and make the best of it. Right? When we qualify, when we get by the first round and we're going to the other qualification phase, we can look in at other players. Right?
Okay, but for right now, right, you have to work with what
Right.
you
I have
have.
to work with that what I have.
The window is make a lot of sense because the window
Yes.
is too small. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, what I want the viewers to understand that when you are going into a tournament, there's a certain point that you have to send a list of names before.
You have to
So it's not
submit
like
the
you wait until 2 weeks time and say, okay, these are the players. No, we have to send a list, right, of players, right, and then from that list we can't change again. We can take out and put back in, but we can't change again. Right? So that's what happens. So it doesn't make sense to I start looking all over the place for players now. Right? If a one player comes in now and and they have the passport and everything is ready, then we can always look at that. Right now we're struggling to get everybody together. And I don't have much time. Right? I don't have much
So you
time
have
at
to
all.
really you have to make some decision in the
Yes,
first stages, and then
yes,
after that you can like integrate,
right,
look where the
right,
gaps are, integrate
yes,
personnel to yeah.
right.
I like
Because
that.
right now some girls in the team that maybe I wouldn't carry. You get me? In the
Yeah,
squad. Yeah,
but you
maybe I
still
would.
have to work with them because you can't replace them right now.
No, I probably can, but because you have a nice pool. But I can replace them from this group. But going forward, do I want this player, that player, or can I find something to show up? Because we know we're going to another level, you know. So when we go through the first round, that's what I'm concentrating. Get through the first round. Then
Very good.
when we get through the first round, we'll know exactly who we're going to come up against in the playoff to go to the World Cup. Right?
Okay.
Everybody keeps saying that our wing backs, and that is good. I understand that. You understand me? And I have seen that. The wing back position are but I still believe that I don't think they were given, they don't think they understand the rules. My job is to let them understand the rule. And because they're still good players. But they just, then Denisha Blackwood, I said over and over, she got beaten because she's not a defender. She gave an easy goal in the in the USA game. The wing back step out and leave her position, and they score on the back post the first goal.
Yeah. And
Why she stepped out, I don't know.
oh geez, young one used to play in I think at Roma. She's from Jamaica. She was in Italy.
Carter.
Judy Carter, man, she struggled to get into the team. Like,
You see, because there goes again that's a different coaching, what the coaches want. She played for me. She played for me as
right,
a young
Judy
girl. Judy Carter. Right? She played for me. A fantastic player, but you have to know how to use her. You have to know how to use her.
I don't even know this person here. His name is Altiman Butler.
Yeah.
He said, coach in top class. That's not the way to deal with your son. You know, so-
Yeah, no, Atlee. Yes, Alti, big up.
there's a particular subscriber who said, I need to ask you this question, and I cannot let you not come on the program and not answer this question. Who do you say is the best coach that has come over here in Jamaica?
Altimon Butler. That sounds like an Altimon Butler question.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not allowed to call it him. I cannot do that. But this is Pioneer normally calls on the radio. It says, I fully agree with coach about not chopping and changing. Set to the squad and create good chemistry.
Yeah, man, I agree. Thank you, Joseph. Thanks for agreeing, because that's how I feel about it. You know, we can get easy do those things, but it doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, man. And then Leon Price, who's watch a lot of female football, says that girl with the Nigerian ancestry, one for the future.
Yeah, she one for it, but she's not being used. You know, she's not showing so much plan. She's not showing a lot. But I agree.
But and Andrew is saying that I agree with you, Vin Blaine, but you need to you need a backup pool of players, because sometimes players get injured and the COVID situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is something I've taken into consideration, Andrew. That is something that I've taken into consideration. We do have backup players. And it bothers me with the changes every now and again. But, you know, we don't want the players who are backup players to think as if they are backup players. You know, so I have to be very careful that I handle that.
Okay, you don't want, okay. Somebody said
she's in New York. She's in New York. She started playing football a long time ago. Kimia Parker was one of the best, if not the best, midfield player Jamaica has ever seen. Female player.
You know what someone said to me? I spoke with Junior Groves on Sunday, and he has a daughter that is playing in the Portuguese league. I mean, you know, have we been looking at her?
Yeah, I've seen her. I watched her. I've talked to Junior, because I don't like the league she plays in. You know, doesn't look like it pressures her a lot. But I mean, she is one that we can look at also. You know, she basically she scores from distance, you know, but can she fit into the whole groove of things? Because I have to, it's like a puzzle. If I can't have one piece that's out, and you know, it's going to destroy the whole thing. But she's in the pool to look at.
Pool as well. Okay. The other question is that, you know, that we can't continue like this, because, and what I mean by that is that there is no female football in Jamaica, I think probably from 2018 or 2019, before COVID.
Yeah. Well, I sorry to cut you, but I'm so anxious to speak about that, because what we did, we concentrated on going to the World Cup at the expense of development in our own country. And it's something that bothered me. So even when I'm not here, if I get a chance to speak about it, because I, for one, I'm a champion women's football from when I came back to Jamaica, right? And it hurts me to see that first time you could call me, any coach would call me and ask for players to go on a scholarship, and I could give him 4 right away. Easy. No, we can't. You get players from local clubs going, right? But we don't have a program. We don't have the under 15 program. We don't have an under 17 program. We don't have an under 20. We put in some program recently, under 17, under 20. Where did we get them from?
There you go.
We get them from schoolgirl competitions and
We had a team that went away with the boys team as well to the CFU tournament that didn't do well.
under 17.
It
They
was
didn't win anything.
wasn't it under 15 boys and under 15 girls?
Yeah, I think it
This
was
year.
under 17 boys, under 17 girls.
No man, it was under 15
Under
boys.
15. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying that where did they get those kids from? Because no football was being played.
Yeah.
And no camp could have been kept in Jamaica.
Right. The coach had to just select because there's nothing to select from. You can't even blame the coaches for that. You have to blame the lack of development. First of all, the coaches that came to look and coach the team that went to the World Cup, right? They didn't have an eye for locals, right? Now, maybe rightly so. Maybe if they used local, they wouldn't have made it to the World Cup, right? But what I'm saying, the core group of players, Khadija Shaw, Denisha Blackwood, Trudy Carter, all those players, Kanye Plummer, all those players came through the local program. Everyone, right? Jody Brown,
a lot of these, a
lot of them went through. So, but then now we never looked at anyone after that because everything died. My job now as the head coach and oversight for the programs, I have to look at how we can get that back on track. Because we need to get it back on track.
But given though, Mr. Blaine, and I totally understand, what you're saying about we should not, be so focused on the World Cup campaign that we forget the development aspect of the football. But we should use the World Cup as leverage to get support for the development aspect, which is where I think we need to look at, because even now with all our players, with the team, with so many players playing overseas, I don't see us promoting the sport and promoting those players in such a way locally that would want young girls, young ladies to be involved in football. It would almost seems as if the generating of resources for the program is a Sidela Marley group per se from the public's eye. So when people talk about girls needing money, they don't think about the GFF. The first name that comes to mind is the Sidela Marley and that group that
yeah, but see, one of the things Omar, is that Sidela Marley doesn't know anything about the local football. Sidela Marley she came in as a ambassador for the game, for the girls program. She really don't know anything to do with local football. So we can't even talk to Sidela. Interest was for the senior team. Still is, right? It's so we can't depend on her. But you must also remember, if you're going to sell a product, if a man going to sponsor you, you must have a good product. Our job is to get our product to say we can go back to Sherwin Williams. We can go to this person, go to that person and say, okay, this is what you have to offer you, right? Because when we started, we had 40-something teams in the high school competition. 48 teams. We started out in 1998 with girls football.
Yeah,
school.
And every parish had a team.
Just about every parish had a team. Maybe one or two never had, but just about every parish had a team. And it just kept going down. Why was it going down? What weren't we doing right? That it went down. I had some solutions at one point, but we have to just we can't look back. We have to just say how can we now? Look at how we can better the game. You have a lot of girls that want to play now. A lot of girls want to play. But we are giving the schools an excuse not to participate. Because, as I always say, women's football is like a stepchild. Right? They're struggling with the Manning Cup team. No one want them to do a girls' team that we do have much to offer. How can we address that? And that means just sitting at a table now and with all the stakeholders and come up with something that can be sold to a sponsor. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's not easy.
Yeah, true.
You know?
Leon Price says right now, women's football should be our main focus because not many country have an established
Football.
female football league. Those leagues are now coming up and getting better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that's something we need to do. It even if we had 6 teams, it would be worth it at the
Yeah.
professional level.
Yes.
Um, Gunners Ball says, "What is your plan on making women's football better than it is today?"
Well,
Um,
I think we just discussed some of it a while ago.
yeah,
I have to know coming. Remember, I just came back. I have not even been down to Jamaica yet. I just come back in. I have to know, have a discussion with, I said, people who are in the JFF, who are responsible for women's football, and see how best now what kind of plan we can come up with. Because we do get money for the women's program, but it might not be enough to do what we want to do. But there are right now something we can do immediately, just as soon as we get the ball rolling, to get back. Maybe we don't have a lot of teams. Maybe we only can find 15, 16 teams, but that is the way to start. And there are girls who can play. We might have just have an open league, not under 20, not under 15. If we under 20, we can say, okay, 15-year-olds can play in the league, but just give it a title, something like that. I can't say for sure. If right now we have under 17, under 20 girls in camp, if we could find those girls from different parishes, there are more girls out there that can play. They don't have to be at the top level, because that's what leagues are for. Leagues are there to develop these girls. My concern about the leagues not playing now is that leagues afford the girls to get a scholarship. Not many girls will get a money scholarship, and some of the scholarships are going now. The contracts, not many, right? But it can happen. But it has just happened now that we are there. We're going to a World Cup now, qualifiers, and we don't have a solid, apart from Sashana Campbell, that probably in Jamaica now because she's out of contract. Everybody is playing the trade overseas. We don't have any local players that we can say, come, you're part of this team.
One, you want your players to be playing in the top leagues,
Yes.
right? But yeah, so
But who coming up? Who coming
right,
up?
but you need exactly. But what you need is to keep reproducing.
Yes.
And that's
a country without a grassroots program suffers in the end.
Yeah.
Right? You must have backup. My thing is not to get them playing in top league, My thing is to get our young girls who have the ability to take themselves in that position where they can survive and look after their family too, their mother and father, who don't have it. And I've seen it happen with girls who leave Jamaica, never come back, but they have very good jobs. Right? Through football. That is not their main thing, but through football, they get an opportunity to improve themselves. 1 and 2 will come, just like the male. How many boys is coming to Manning Cup? That you can say, okay, this one I get a contract. No, but they went to college. Now they might be doing a little work in academies, and they still have a good job.
This sounds like though this is your plan. Sound like a 5-year plan. So is that the duration of your contract?
No, I think my contract is 2023. But you see, listen, you can put things in place that can continue after you're gone. That's how it happens, and you know that.
Okay, so
the job is to start it. The job is to get the groundwork going and set a foundation that when you build the house, it can last. Earthquake will not shake it down all of a sudden,
Warren Webster, I'm not sure because I don't know if you got the wrong group, but there is I don't know who you're disagreeing with because nobody said. I don't know if you're probably somebody in the comment section, but as host, nothing like this was said, and Mr. Blaine said nothing like that. So I don't know. Maybe you're responding to someone in the comment section, or you need to clarify.
Let us look at the last statement because I think he misunderstands where I'm coming from. I don't have a problem with them. I don't have what I'm speaking to Warren is not where they live, Because Bonnie don't live in Jamaica anymore. Then they don't live in Jamaica anymore. I think Jolie, it's only Tim might be still in Trudy might be in Jamaica. Might be, I'm not sure. But I'm not talking about that. Of course I want them. Even if they live Tokyo, it don't matter to me. I'm speaking, Warren, about there's no base that we used to have in Jamaica. That's all I'm saying. we have to have a base that afford the young ladies to improve their life, improve their worth. That's it. Not all gonna come through to the national program. Not all gonna come through the senior national program. But if we don't have a base here, we have nothing to say. Well, we have 2 players here, 3 players here. You know, we
Yeah,
can't
and
have
then the other thing that you said that I assume is that if you, after you qualify, not it can be a week before the start of the
right,
tournament,
right.
right? And I did even go further into that, and you said no, after you qualify and people come on, but it cannot be a week before the start of the tournament. So
No,
yeah,
it happened in the last World Cup where this girl came on. She never played for Jamaica, and you drop
this
out
person
someone
said,
who give all our effort. I'm bringing someone who never played. That not going to happen in my shift. I don't care how good she is.
somebody here says, Vin,
What I'm saying, if they were dedicated to Jamaica, they would have come already.
yeah,
So don't come
but it
1 week because we qualify.
can be a week before. I understand
No.
that. Yeah. This person said, Vin, I was your first assistant at Kingston Senior High School girls team. Remember me, bro?
But he don't give me no name. He might give me some name with services Inc. Me no nobody name, so.
That's
Me know is who though. I think I figure is who. I think his mother called me the other day. I think I know is who.
Leon Price says we need a league and football system supplying ladies to our football team and get
Right.
opportunity for a better job.
Agreed. Especially at the under 15, under 17, and under 20 level.
Those who live outside of Jamaica is not grassroots, not Jamaican enough.
Oh, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't think I understand.
Claudia, please just retype that so we can get what you're saying. All right. I see someone. All right. Let me take this comment. He's saying that please vet your assistants thoroughly. We don't want what happened at the USA Gymnast organization in our women's team. I suppose that is saying. So he's saying that vet the assistant. No, I suspect that there are documents in terms of protocols or what or rules or regulations that govern just interactions and stuff to ensure that you like in this world now, I mean, the world, things have changed so much in the world. How you deal with a coach would probably even speak to a female 30 years ago. You can't do that now because it could be viewed as you know some creates all different kind of things. It's the same thing with boys sport. How you used to back in the days, you could tell a little boy, say, hey, come move from, and you can't, like, that has almost come out of sport.
I always believe, you see, Omar, that no matter what you're coaching, once you're coaching female, you have to treat her like a footballer. Right? When you're talking to the boy, you don't say darling, you don't say baby. Why you going to say to the girls? Your job is, as I said to my players, you're a woman, you're a woman first, a footballer second. So I expect them to behave in a way that is respectful, that people can respect them. About vetting, kind of hard, because if a girl doesn't speak up about a coach, you probably won't know. That's the only time a coach is exposed is when a female speak up about what they did.
Yeah.
Right? My assistant coach I've known for 16 years. He coached women at a big university for all that time. I've never had anything. He came with me already on a tour. That's all I can say. If somebody comes out and say, "Oh, this is what he's like," it's sometimes those things might happen. Nobody, with all due respect to Coach Busby, he would have been still here if that young lady never come out. How would we know that he did that before? How did we know he did? You understand me? So it's kind of hard. It's a very hard. Right now, I'm looking at I tell you, I'll just look at today at something on YouTube. This colonel in the army, upstanding colonel in the army, U.S. Army, or maybe in Australia, for years. And then what happened? He was going on raping people, breaking in house and raping people, and still come out and put on him cap and upstanding until they catch him. It's very difficult, guys. It's very difficult. You know, I wish I could tell you this is what we do. 'Cause even when you do police record for these people, what they do outside is something different. You know.
You have to almost always tell people, listen, you have to empower your young ladies to speak.
Yes.
If you're not, even if you're not sure, say something. So
Exactly.
something can be done.
Yeah.
MPEC is asking about. I listen. All right, so please check these things out. Not because you're here. She has already. She's an England international, and I hear that from good sources. So,
Who else?
um,
Jules Spence?
no, Reese James. That is the sister
Oh,
of. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So let me say this right, like for this, because I don't want to go down this road. And I know it's all good intent, right? The on the female side, I will say this to you, that there has been no hiccups, glitches in terms of anyone from the playing in the top league who wants to represent Jamaica. I've never seen that in female football. So we should let us not even get. I see Eagle Republic, always view a thing about quota system. I don't know of no quota system in female. In female football, we should not ask the question if we have never seen it, because we have never ever seen female football. In fact, if you check the last couple of Jamaican teams with female footballers, most of the persons are from outside of Jamaica. The core of the team have been that. So it has never been an issue. So we're not going to make it an issue. All right.
It
I
doesn't
don't
have
think
any-
it's a discussion that we need to have, in my opinion. All right, Sanchez asked about the culture attitude toward female football, like some people thinking they shouldn't play.
That's backward thinking. You know, anybody who lives in that dark age, have to jump out and realize what's happening. You know, with all you have Conquer Fontaine have a diversity program that that allow those things to happen. You know, why is it that men can play netball and women can play football?
You know, well, are men supposed to play netball? I'm very sure if you ask the men in this group.
The same question.
They'd probably say men ought not to play netball.
Yeah, you see, people who think they should be playing football is mostly male and some women who see it as a masculine sport. You know, but let's tell you, people have to have the right to do what they want to do, right? And female football started in Jamaica a long time ago, from 1930s. People don't know that. And the first team that played in female football in Jamaica is all the executive wives. All the executives have come as wives that play in the first game, right? But then, football is a working class sport. In England, it started that way. But I have no problem with female playing. I first came and I love to coach female, as a matter of fact. You know why the difference between coaching female and male? Females want to learn, the males want to show you what they know. So it's easier to coach females if they're ready to be coached. I don't have a problem with them. Some people think they shouldn't be playing. That we can't change that. We'll never change that. We'll never ever change that.
I think that
It's
is what
girls to be allowed to play. Yeah.
Yeah, and even the pacing, because there was a big debate in the United States about equal pay for men, and a lot of people over there believe that the women's team should be getting more than the men's team because they have been more successful than the
not only that,
men's team.
not only
But
that,
the male sport in the US,
yes.
the male soccer MLS generates more revenue than the women's league, though the women's national team is more successful.
Yeah, but listen now. It's all coming to sponsorship too. But listen, what other people don't realize is female football that made soccer in America. It's female soccer that made soccer in America. In the 1990, when they filled 70-something thousand, when that even FIFA believed they could fill the stands. The males never make 20,000 in that stadium before. Never. It's after the female made it's females spread football and play soccer in America. Trust me on that one. But it's back to them. Who controls soccer? Males. It's a male-dominated world when it comes to soccer. So they're going to put money where it is.
All right.
You know,
Okay. Warren
simple.
Rub says, I live in Canada, born in Jamaica. Just want to make
Mhm.
sure that my offspring will not be left out and be given an equal opportunity. No disrespect. Just that we are unique and well represented abroad. All right, let me say this word. Let me
Let
say
me answer Warren. Let me answer Warren on that one.
yeah.
Warren, I used to come to US and recruit to Canada and recruit when I was in charge of the team years ago. A lot of the players that I had came from the US, from Canada. I have now they are doctors. They are now high. They played. I even had one who could have played in the last World Cup and it wasn't. So I've never been against coming and I've come there and I've gone through and selected.
And let me say it again, Mr. Blaine. If you bring this up in male football, I would
Not a
totally
big thing.
agree with you.
hmm
I
hmm
would not even argue with you or debate with you.
Right.
Please, this has the predominantly, let me say it again, the Jamaica team that has been successful has been predominantly children in the diaspora.
Yeah.
So this is not it has never been an issue. It never ever has been
Never.
an issue.
Never.
So
Never.
please do. I know we all have good intent, but let us not discuss this because it is not. Don't make something an issue that is not an issue. We have always recruited greater overseas than locally for female football.
Female.
All right. This one says, ask Mr. Blaine if he watched the last girls game versus Costa Rica and what he thought of Drew Spence debut and quality.
Top class player. She's with Chelsea, I think it is,
Yes, yes.
and she's sort of a journeyman for Chelsea now. She don't really start as much as she used to, but she's well respected there. She is the person that I would want in central midfield and attacking midfield. You know, good girl, good player, quality player.
Yeah. Eagle Republic is asking, does the GFF have a designated talent scout who works across the island?
Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think it's something that I'd asked for earlier when I was there, but I'm not sure if there's one. I doubt it. To be honest with you, I doubt it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. You know, I don't know if people are. So many times I wonder, Mr. Blaine, if people don't listen, or they just have some preconceived ideas and
Mm.
thought like this whole thing running in the and honestly, I'm not going to respond to some of the things because some of the things you're saying it has not been said. So let me just talking about this whole and I'm telling you, people carry a narrative that don't make any sense.
Mhm.
And otherwise, persons in the chat, you need to tell them that they need to stop the nonsense. All right, that is the truth because you are being very nonsensical.
Mhm.
How are we getting into a conversation about people? This look at this. Jamaicans live everywhere, so if they work and live overseas, should they be denied? Who said anything like this?
No, but
Come
I
on.
guess HPC not listening.
That's what I'm saying.
They're not
Not
listening. Not listening.
they're
I've never said it. All I've been saying all day is I've recruited. Look at the last World Cup team. You know,
they,
70% of those teams I recruited. Marlo Setman, Chilu Asha.
yeah,
I can't call the names.
that's what I'm saying. The entire team, people said it. Almost the entire team were
Yeah,
recruited from overseas.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Here's a
why. I don't know where I come from.
a wise one saying, I like how Mr. Blaine's son. Wonder if he's a harbor view man.
That's straight out of you, but that man is go.
that,
Anyway,
that, that is a harbor view man. But
straight out
I
of
mean,
you.
but look, we're looking forward to the campaign, and I mean, like I said, I hope administratively we have everything. Are there going to be scheduled press conferences?
They had a
Um,
press conference. They had a press conference day before yesterday, online, Zoom. I don't know who they reached out to, but I know people from the Observer, being TVJ, were there. So I don't know who they reached out to, but I know I did one, and it's actually they wrote articles in the Green and the Observer, and also came on TVJ night before last. I hear.
Okay, but what needs to happen, and you know that vloggers like I'm going to give you some days. A young lady, for example, that I must give special attention to. Her name is Talawa TV.
You want?
Her Talawa TV.
Okay.
That's her channel, and she
Mhm.
follows more than any other vlogger out there or
Mhm.
media out in Jamaica. She
Mhm.
follows female football, and I'm
Mm.
thinking like, if they're having she just interviewed like Bonnie Shaw as well.
Mhm.
And so, like persons like her, I think should be included in the whole because there's a following of female football that is on social media platforms now that don't read
Mhm.
newspaper anymore.
Mhm. But do they know? Do they know further? That's my question.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering because I mean, yeah.
I don't think the men are no for. I'm not sure because on the press conference with a lady from UK. She was on there asking questions though.
Maybe that's her. I don't know.
No, actually, this person named
Crystal?
oh, huh?
Was it Crystal?
Yeah, Crystal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Talawa TV. Great. I'm glad that she was there.
Oh, she
Wonderful.
was there. She was there. Crystal was there.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
She asked me. She asked me some good questions too. Yeah? But I tell
Yes.
her, I tell her, I bat well. I can go on the bouncers.
Oh.
She
Okay.
did well. Well, she was there. She was there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I mean, you must be getting a huge chunk, man, to give up the US Virgin Islands for Jamaica, or you love Jamaica? Are you volunteering
Actually,
because you are you
I can say
volunteering because you made it
no.
already?
I can say it on your. The first I'm going to say it. I say it on your platform. I took a pay cut to come here.
Wow.
You understand me? I did. I can
Wow.
safely tell you that.
Wow.
It's not that. It's just my. That was my decision.
Yes.
You understand me? So sometimes it's not all about the money. It's sometimes about my country. You know.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. That's people you hear that?
Mhm.
Man took a pay cut. I'm very sure. I am sure that in the BVI,
Mhm. USVI.
USVI, he was
Mhm.
getting his pay, good
Mhm.
pay, but he has taken a pay cut to come and work with the national program. I mean, but what was it like? I mean, how would you compare working in the USVI because you were the director of a football over the entire country, not just over female football, but
Yeah, the
entire.
entire program. Yeah, entire program. It's like almost chalk to cheese. Jamaica is talent wise, it's chalk to cheese. Jamaica, you know, far superior. And in the U.S. Virgin Islands, it involved two islands, St. Thomas and St. Croix. They do have St. John, but St. John is like the vacation island, you know. But the so you find that it's hard to get them together, the players together. So it's almost like two different league.
What about infrastructure over there?
Infrastructure, everything is in St. Croix.
Oh,
Everything in St. Croix. The president, the general secretary, the technical director, the stadium, everything is in St. Croix.
whoa.
You know, so it's kind of difficult. It was difficult, you know, but
Okay.
we had to work with it.
Did you leave a legacy there? I mean, is there anything that we can expect coming out of that? Because Vin Blaine was there for 3 years, for what, 4 years?
No, I was in Grenada for 2.5, almost 2 years, and then I was here for another 2.5 years.
Okay.
But no, it is in good hands. There's a colleague of mine that worked with me there. He's moving it forward. What we try to do is to change the entire organization because they don't have clubs. They don't have clubs. They call them clubs, but they're not clubs. You know, so it's difficult. You know, so when we were trying to change the whole landscape and how they operate. You know, but It would have taken us another 2 years to get where we want to go.
All right. In the same way we are catching up as a female footballing nation, a powerhouse in this, we are catching up to the USA and the Canada because I believe we can give Canada a run for their money. I think the
Mhm.
USA is still a
Mhm.
cut
Yeah,
above us. The last friendly, I think will look partly good if we fix a couple of issues.
the
But
last
Canada,
friendly, if our defense was organized, we wouldn't with
there,
3 goals would have scored us.
there you go, there you go. But
So
Canada is right there, I think, for the taking.
yeah, I
Are
think
you
so too.
concerned? Are you concerned then that as we are reaching up to those levels, there are other Caribbean nation, CONCACAF nations who are coming close to us, like Mexico or
Hmm.
Costa Rica, who we actually played with 10, I almost said 10 men, 10 women, and
Hmm.
never actually, you know, won, though
Hmm.
it was a friendly game.
Hmm.
Are they catching up to us as we're catching up to those ahead of us? Or it's not something, it's Trinidad. I see Trinidad playing a lot of friendly games.
Hmm.
Are they catching up?
But Trinidad team is old.
Okay.
Trinidad girls playing for my when coaching them in 2005. So they're kind of old. They're coming back. They still have girls there. I think they're struggling a bit. I don't use the Costa Rica game as the fact that we never scored as a real yardstick really, because the goalkeeper did an excellent job. And sometimes luck will play.
American goalkeeper.
She was in the
Yeah.
right place, right time.
Yeah.
You know.
Devon Porter is asking, Coach Vin, do you
Mm-hmm.
know a player? Devon Porter works with Junior Groves over there in Canada at
Mm-hmm.
Masters Football Academy. He says, do you know a player named Courtney Douglas?
I don't know if it's the same one. I think the name sound familiar. Not I don't think it's her. I couldn't never hear that. Because I think I know somebody by that name or it's close to that name. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So I couldn't give
Oh,
an opinion on it. Really.
okay. Okay. All right. I mean, is there anything else you want to share with the fans of female football? I mean, we have the World Cup campaign coming up for them. I mean, and for the sponsors out there, because I know uh football needs a lot of money. And
All
I
the time.
mean, yeah, and so
It is. It is. I mean, I'm grateful for the questions that were asked. I think I didn't. Some of that you decide not to put up top. But even those who are negative, I hope they understand where I'm coming from. We are not going to be correct in everything. I just don't want anyone to have a hidden agenda and just to ask a question for question's sake, to stir up whatever. But I want them to understand that I've inherited call it, I can say inherited girls. I have to form a team from the girls that I inherited. Right? I've watched them play in 3 games. There are certain players that I favor right away. I like. I think we are good enough to make it to the World Cup. Just a matter of if we have everything go our way, and I do my job, which I am confident of doing. But it's a matter of just getting the girls together, take away the negativity that has been there. I don't want the girls to be involved with certain things. Omar, I just believe it's a distraction for them.
yeah,
I've already spoken to Khadija Shaw. I spoke also to Chinidu Asha. Those are some of the people who I am familiar with. So what I've done now, so tomorrow I have a meeting with them. I think about 30 of them sign up already to come to the meeting. And I'm just gonna go through, with them what I expect them to do, and all the communication. And I'm gonna let them know, just introduce myself to those who don't know me. And as I said, keep supporting the team, keep asking questions. Is the only time when we can improve. If you ask tough questions, I don't have a problem answering them. I've passed the stage where I'm the thin skin to anything like that. I don't think you ask a question because you don't know. So keep asking the question, but keep supporting them as you go down.
yeah. All right, all right. So, what's the name of goalkeeper? Slim goalkeeper. I mean, she's my best player, and she's one of the best players. I really like how she keeps. I think I hope she's going to get some good coaching. Forgot her
Yeah,
name. Oh,
well,
Very good at
She
saving penalties as well.
in the goalkeeping side, you have two kind of goalkeepers. One who can play with their feet, right? And she's with Chelsea, right? And one who is a she's a shot
Sydney
blocker in
Snyder.
a sense.
Is
Yes,
it
Snyder.
Sydney?
She's a shot blocker in a sense, right? But she's good. She has come through the system. She's been here from she just 15 plus, so she's been in the system. We just look forward to how they perform. I always believe if the goalkeeper is working too hard, we're not doing well defensively. So I
Yeah,
hope
man.
she becomes man. She get man of the match, play of the game because why she have a lot of saving to do, keep a
Yeah.
clean sheet.
Guinea's
I think
youth
you
is
see
asking.
energy. I've seen a different energy within this group of girls, especially the team that was in that played against Costa Rica. I see a different energy. I see a different um there's a different level. There's a different level, and the players who I spoke to are very confident that this team can make it. But confidence comes with us making sure it happens.
Yeah, and I see Guinea's youth saying, are you asking if you're satisfied with this group of players? I
Yes,
think you have answered that already.
so
Yeah,
far,
man.
so far, yeah, so far. I have to go with them.
That does not mean, though, let me say, he did say earlier, that does not
I
mean.
know, yeah, I know Courtney, but Courtney's still playing. I know the player. I thought it wouldn't be if she's still playing. She played under 20 for me.
So I think he's asking, you're seeing the question? All right, I think we have some freezing and Mr. Blaine said hopefully it gets back up and then we will, yeah, man, we will close out properly. Um Close out properly the program. But what a very, if you love female football, you would have enjoyed this. And if you didn't know about it, you would have learned some things about it. And like I said, I think we have a good team. I mean, and the truth is, for those of you who don't know, more than 90% of this team, I would say 95%, well, no, 90% of the 30 odd players are, they were not born in Jamaica. And that's a good sign. That's a good thing. So you know that um, in the girls' sport in Jamaica, right? And I have to be real and honest. When it comes on to players, they take them from everywhere. And that is because we have never had a uh good enough league in Jamaica, or we have never had enough coaches, qualified coaches at the female level. So on the female side, as a country, we have always been forced to get our best players in the diaspora. Let me say it again. Jamaica's best players, for the most part, in any team, have always been outside of Jamaica. I know we have the Trudy Carter, the Kanye Plummer, but you can name them. You can name them. When the team started excelling, majority of the players were players who were not born in Jamaica. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So let us not make something a conversation that is not a really, one of the other things that you'll know is that Mr. Vin Blaine will always make himself available. And so we are going to challenge him. No, MPEC, man, I'm not saying you're disputing MPEC, right? Please, man. I just want to make sure. I know you're not disputing, but we want to make sure that we don't, for persons who want to know, we don't want it to be a conversation in the female game, in the female side of the game. So I really know that you weren't trying to, man. I mean, but it's important that we explain as well because I don't want my guests to feel like they are being misunderstood. Warren Webster said the girls have been doing well, and as you identify your leaders and work through them, congratulations on your appointment. Always supported the girls. I have 3 daughters. Listen, great program. I think this is with the players we have now, we can go to the round of 16 in the World Cup. And so, um, yeah, still believe that the boys are possible, but I have more hope in the girls right now. You understand me? Still believe that the male team can make it, but right now, if you ask me, the female team has 4 spots plus a half a spot. 4 plus a half. I believe we're going to make it. Thank you, Jarvis. Only the best should be selected. Same for the men. No friend things. Seems hard pick up. Okay, see, some people can't avoid working with so far. Keep it up. Out of many, yeah, man. Blessings to you. Never come on board until the fruits are ripe. True, that is true, and that's what we need to challenge corporate Jamaica, to come on board. Yeah, so we don't have a women's league. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Porter. We don't have a women's league, so we have never had a really good women's league except for 2 years. So when you talk about women's football, we always getting them outside of Jamaica. That's not accurate statement. 95% do not play in Jamaica. Huh? 95% do not play in Jamaica. All right. I don't know. All right. So maybe I misspoke, but let me say the present set of players right now, 90% of the players that we have in the team are not born in Jamaica. So if that is not accurate, then just show me otherwise. If that is not what you heard, that is what I said or meant to say. That the present crop of player with the players from Tottenham and from Chelsea and the ones who are from the American college system, a lot of those players, and the ones in Canada, a lot of those players were not born in Jamaica. The team that went to the World Cup, a lot of those players were not born in Jamaica. The majority of them were born overseas. That's what I'm saying. If you say it's not so, well, I can only work with what I know. That's what I know. All right. Yeah, I'll ask him, Mr. Porter. Um, yeah, I'll definitely ask him about that. It has never been a promise. So yeah, man. There you go, Giovanni. There you go. Yes, they control the CR game. I watched it live on Solid. I think they were missing. Yeah, man. Yeah, true journey weather. Yeah, sometimes, boy, you don't even know. Yeah, there you go. Even Travis is agreeing. Most of them are born in the United States and the UK. There you go. Mr. Blaine is back. All right. We wanted to close officially, but Mr. Porter says,
Yeah,
management, when he
yeah.
comes back, can he answer the
Mhm.
question about Douglas?
Yeah, Douglas, I didn't know she was still playing. She played under 20 for me years ago. When I recruited her out of Canada too,
Right.
along
So,
along with some players from there.
yeah. Right. So I think he's trying to say, listen, will she be getting a look in because she's still playing?
I don't know. I haven't seen her in years. I know she played under 24, so, but I haven't seen her in years. You know, I plan to go to Canada soon again to look at some players too. Not for this round, but I think
Yeah, like
there are a lot of Canadian players that
they're not
I
Canadian. They're not
no,
Canadian.
that of Canadian players that I scouted.
Okay.
Good girls too. Good girls. Trust me, good
And that's
players.
what I think I've always
That I,
appreciated about that even while you were at a harbor view, you were still
mm,
going in the States and in Canada looking for Jamaicans.
yes,
And that's
yeah,
yes.
man. I have good relationship with parents in Canada and USA. Mado Shetman was one of the players for USA.
Oh. Oh,
Douglas came, and from
he,
Canada.
Mr.
We
Porter,
had a
he's
lot of them. We had a lot of them
yeah,
from there, man.
yeah, so he's asking what was the reason for her lack of playing time?
I don't know. I think she was playing. She was a little bit. I think she was a little bit slow, if I remember correctly. I don't quite remember, but she had some good players at the time too. So not everyone get a lot of playing time. I don't think. I don't know what the situation is. I can't remember really. I know she was there. I know I recruited her. And as far as I know, she played a few games. You know, as far as I know, she played a few games.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is so good. I don't know if you have ever had a Jamaica team with players from Leicester, from Chelsea, from
No, man,
Liverpool,
everybody.
from Man
Mhm,
City, from I
mhm.
mean, from the
Never,
top
never
teams.
before. Never
I
before. That's why I'm telling you.
they-
I think
Not on the
Coach
male team,
Boston,
nor on the female team. I mean, we have players playing at some of the top clubs in the world.
yeah, yeah. Never happened before. Never happened before. And as I said, I don't care what the situation is with well, I don't care, but I understand the situation with the coach. I think he did a good job
Yeah.
unearthing some of these talent, and then and as it goes on, like everybody's joining in, you know.
You are the
So
one
that's
who
been
brought Sweatman into the team.
brought who?
Sweatman,
Yeah, man.
Sweatman. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. What? And
Mhm.
Asher too.
Yeah, Asher, Sweatman,
Oh,
Asher, Patterson, all of them.
okay, awesome, awesome. Listen,
Mhm.
I want to thank you.
And they've been playing for me from their 16.
Oh,
All them play under 17. Marlo came in under 17. Sweatman came in under 17. Chinlu came in at under 17. All of them. All of them coming.
yeah. All right.
Mhm.
Listen, man, I want to thank you. And I know that, I mean, when the competition gets going and thing, would love to talk to you to get an update as to what
Anytime,
is
man.
with it. But
I'm
really
always
appreciate, yeah, man. And I appreciate your knowledge, your
yeah, man.
honesty, your
Mhm.
openness, your willingness to just talk and just
Yeah.
help us to better understand some of the intricacies of managing female football and coaching at this,
Mhm.
at this level. We really listen.
Mhm.
My expectation is that this team is going to qualify. I don't want to say easy because nothing good really comes
Mhm. Mhm.
easily, right? But we're going to qualify, and I'm expecting us this time around to to come out of our zone.
Yeah. 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 Well, I tell you, if all goes well, I'm confident that we'll do it. We'll make it. If all goes well. With the crop of girls see here, it all goes well. I'm kind of I feel for Coach Busby as a coach myself. I feel for him, and if we qualify, we can say he had something to do with the qualification by selecting by scouting players, and the coach is not going to go against another coach like that, right? It's unfortunate, right? And still not proven, but I think he did a good job, and so I have to move forward and use his players and ensure that they qualify. That's my goal. But we're going to take one step at a time, And as I say again, um, I appreciate the questions. There's no question that I think is a bad question. I think people ask questions because they want to learn. Some people don't know me, so they'll ask questions based on what the situation,
Yeah.
But as I said, I'm looking forward to qualify. Really, really looking forward to qualify. And definitely I'll be back on when you're ready. Anytime you're ready.
Definitely, 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 definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
man.
So you listen, take care. I know that the kids probably order some nice food for you to eat now. So,
All right. It's a
so
pleasure.
really,
It was my pleasure to be on, man. My pleasure.
yeah, man. I always like listening to you talk on football, and one of
Yeah.
these days when the
Mhm.
games are over, I'd love to for you to come and give like your tactical like
Yeah.
breakdown of it. I think people would be amazed at the things sometimes that you see
Yeah.
because you have um you
Mm.
know wide football knowledge. But if anyone talks about female football in Jamaica, your name will be mentioned. And so thank you for your years. It's over 30 years in football.
Yeah, yeah. Basically.
Over 30 years from the
Yeah.
early days of some of you.
Mhm.
I didn't even know that you won the Money Cup. It was
Yeah,
buck
yeah.
up,
No money
was
cup.
buck up, was buck up still, but a win is a win.
A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know. It's so long ago.
Yeah,
It's a,
but here, you know what? I need to buy myself a jersey, one of the jerseys for the female team, to support the
yeah,
program. So
yeah,
let me,
yeah.
yeah, man.
What I'll
Yeah, but
do, what I can, I put my neck on the block for you, right?
yes.
I'm gonna get you a female shirt that you
No,
can
no, I don't want a female. I don't want a female
a
shirt.
woman shirt, man. A women's game, women's team. You know, on a man team, you want a women's shirt, and you can think that on the show. Give it away on
Yes,
the show.
yes, yes, yes. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Oh, Leon Press is asking about bringing in Xavier. Xavier Gilbert is already in the program, and he'll be working with the under
On
20
the
team.
coach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So there will be
yeah.
transfer of information. Listen, enjoy the rest of your day. Like, we'll be in
Thanks
touch.
much, man. Thanks
We'll
much. Have a
definitely
good
be
one.
in.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah, man. All right, blessing, sir. Blessing.
Blessing, man. Take care.
And you know that he has his own platform. He just has not been doing anything on it. It is called On the Sideline with Vin Blaine.
On the
But
line
right?
with Vin.
Yeah.
It has been a whole since I've been so busy.
You see, the people them change my
We
name
talk to
from
coach.
man. The man them change my name from man to what? You see that now?
Mornings, girl. Bye bad. Bye bad. Bye bad. That sound good though. That sound good. Eagle Republics, that sound good. No, you're an integral part of the team.
Yeah,
All right,
man. All
take
right.
care. Take care. All right,
All
Omar.
right.
Take
All right. There you have it, people. Um, you know, it what a wonderful time with Mr. Vin Blaine. Just talking women's football. I urge you, spend some time to pay attention with what is going on with the women's sport. I always tell my moderators to remind me because we had two giveaways and I completely forgot, and now we're at the end of the program. And if I ask the questions, it will be hard for you to respond in time. All right. So tomorrow, uh, I'm going to have to do it when we're doing schoolboy football. I have some Tricknick products to give away and some credit to give away. So we're going to double up on the credit on the shows tomorrow so you can get them. And I'm going to ask questions based on the interview with Coach Aleman and with the interview with Mr. Vin Blaine to give away some Tricknick products and some, uh, again, some credit. Thank you so much. Money's girl. Thank you so much. Eagle Republic. Eagle Republic, what you going on with, man? And Claudia. You can't follow them, Claudia. Come on. Yeah, Manny's have a big match tomorrow. As you know, we go up against Monroe College. So yes, some good games. Many. The zones will be decided, or the semifinalists will be decided tomorrow in the DaCosta Cup, and then on Saturday you'll know the semifinalists in the Manning Cup. I want to thank you, and I want to urge you. Listen, watch the Reggae Girls. They're a quality team. Quality team. I think this is the best chance Jamaica have of seeing a football team from Jamaica come out of their zone and create problems in the second round. Second round, right? Right. And so, again, thank you so much for watching the program. Thank you, uh, for joining. Please, moderators, when I'm doing the program tomorrow, just remind me question. Just say question, so I can remember I have these giveaways, because especially Tricknick products, we want to make sure that they are shipped in time. Barrington says he's sorry for me. Sorry for me now. Manning's why? Why? Because we're going to the semifinals. They can't be sorry for that, man. But we're going to leave you with a word from our sponsors, Tricknick. Please, if you have not yet, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Eagle Republic, that is for tomorrow. Right? So please hit the like button, subscribe, share the content. We need to get to 2,500 subscribers, and you can help with that process. Really appreciate you all the time. Every comment is important. though sometimes we think they may not be necessary. We don't normally get an opportunity to go through all of them. But we thank you for all the comments. We thank you for staying. We thank you for watching. And we thank you for all your support. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will see you tomorrow.
Picnic Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.